This story right here is incredible. It's kind of crazy. It's like a movie plot, but it's true, 100% true. And I'm talking about the Toothpick Gang, aka Los Palillos. These guys, basically, the story is that these guys were working in Tijuana as an enforcement cell for the Arellano Felix. So these guys were pretty much enforcement. It was a cell, and it was led by this guy named Victor Rojas Lopez and his brother. So these guys were enforcers. They helped distribute drugs for the cartel. You know, the usual stuff. So apparently what happens is that the problems began in 2003. Victor, the leader of Los Palillos, was killed by the bosses of the Arellano Felix group. And he was killed because he refused to kill one of his own men. Okay, so the whole war started when a member of Los Palillos gang got into a fight at a Tijuana bar with Jorge Briseño, aka Cholo. This guy's a high-ranking member of the Arellano Felix cartel. So after the whole scuffle, days later, they call in Victor Rojas. And basically they tell him, look, you have to kill that guy. Okay? Either you kill him or you hand him over to us. But he has to go. And Victor refused. He refused to kill one of his close teammates, a person that he felt was loyal to him, so he's gonna be loyal to him in return. And when he refused, the Arellanos killed him. And that set off a whole chain of events. Now, his brother, Jorge, obviously, this is not gonna fly with him. That's his brother. That's family. So, but at the same time, he realizes, okay, they killed my brother. Most likely they're gonna come after me because they know that I'm not gonna just stand still and let this fly. So he goes over the border. He finds refuge in San Diego. Most of his gang follows him too because, you know, they're also marked men. So that's where the story begins. That's where the war begins. Is in San Diego and Chula Vista. They went over to San Diego, where they reestablished themselves and began basically to plot how to get revenge. They fled. They knew that they were outnumbered. It was just a few of them versus an entire cartel, and you know, they hightailed it out of there. So they left. So once there in San Diego, Jorge and his people, they come up with a plan, and basically the plan was they were going to get revenge on the cartel, primarily by targeting Arellano Felix members on the US side of the border, especially in areas like San Diego and Chula Vista. So these guys, they start kidnapping Arellano traffickers. They start targeting them. They killed something like 9 people that were traffickers for the Arellanos. These guys went after the cartel in a big way. They had shootouts. In one incident, a Tijuana Cartel trafficker was on the highway driving his Bentley when all of a sudden a car pulls up. Now, mind you, this is on the highway. A car pulls up next to him, and a gunman just leans out and starts blasting away with an assault rifle. the guy died. But yeah, that's just one of the brazen acts that these guys did. They wanted revenge, and they went after them. They used women to lure, which, you know, it's not that uncommon. I mean, this happens a lot. They used women, attractive women, to lure some of their victims. Usually the women would meet them at a bar or wherever and lure them back to the house where these guys were waiting and pounce on them and, you know, take it from there. One of the reasons why this gang operated for a couple of years without being intercepted by law enforcement was because, well, they were kidnapping drug traffickers. I mean, who are these people going to go to? The cops? So they were targeting these guys, and their families would pay the ransom, and sometimes they would let them go, and sometimes they wouldn't. Oh, and a little tidbit, these guys, their calling card was sprinkling toothpicks, like real toothpicks, on top of one of their victims. I mean, like Trey D likes to say, they had a flair for the theatrics. So that's one of the things that they would do. Another reason why they went to war against the Arianos was, you know, you got to figure that after they left their plaza at Tijuana and now they're in San Diego, you know, they don't really have a connect to sell their own drugs. I mean, not at that point. And they still have to survive. They still have families. They got to survive somehow. So what do they know? They know drugs. And they also, but most importantly, they know how the Arianos operate. And they know who moves where, or at least they also know which players frequent what areas of town. You see, so I mean, obviously they were on the inside for all those years. You know, you pick up names and you pick up info about this person and that person, and oh yeah, he lives here, he lives there, where, you know. So they use that knowledge to track down Ariano traffickers, and one by one they took them down. They made good money because, you know, they had the kidnapping money coming in, obviously. But also, I think probably their biggest money maker was when they would take down Ariano safe houses. Okay, because they were aiming to get the coke. And so they would steal these big loads from the Ariano Felix cartel and then sell it themselves. And this was a good money maker for them. They didn't have to pay for the coke, they just outright stole it, so it was 100% profit. Their downfall came in 2007 when they kidnapped Eduardo Tostado. His family, instead of just paying and keeping quiet, they turned to the FBI. So Tostado's family, you know, gets in touch with the FBI. The FBI sets up a whole sting operation. They prepare a money drop-off sting to catch these guys. And, you know, the guy shows up, picks up the money, and he thinks everything's gravy. Goes back to the safe house. And boom, they're surrounded by an FBI SWAT team. And, you know, it's over. They arrested Jorge Rojas. Pretty much everyone in the gang was taken down. So yeah, they were taken in, and that's how they got caught. They thought that this guy was also going to just pay up, and that was going to be it. But, you know, the family got scared, contacted the FBI, and the rest is history. But yeah, man, this story was crazy. This small cell was a real headache for the Arianos in San Diego for a short while. They were taking down their traffickers, they were taking down their loads, stealing money from them. you know, and it was all because of a fight in some Tijuana bar between two people. All because of that. Crazy. I'll catch you later. Casquillo.